Hi everyone, Kim here. Welcome to week 5 of our retreat on core beliefs, fears, stress, and anxiety, and how to manage these in our life. Kind of hard to believe that we're already at week 5, but the 4 weeks that we've been involved with have been a doozy, not so much, or not just in terms of the curriculum, which is, these are hard concepts to grapple with, but things have been very challenging in our country and in our world. And when I started this retreat, honestly, I couldn't really have imagined exactly how complex and challenging that those things were gonna get. And I have to be honest that the ongoing, racial relations challenges in our country, that issue has been especially triggering for me. So what's interesting is I've been doing a lot more personal work around fear, stress, anxiety, core beliefs, all of this, than I expected I would be as I was facilitating the retreat. And I think that kind of started even early on in the retreat, and I made an active decision to wait to video this final episode until it's just now a couple days before it's going to be published and released inside the classroom. So I did that because I just had a sense that I was still doing a lot of processing myself, and that with the size of the challenges that are happening in the world right now, that I might find my way to some deeper, more profound understandings and maybe strategies that would be helpful for you all that I could share in this final week. And I think that that's true. So what's been happening for me is we've been talking a lot about strategies to help manage stress and anxiety, and that it's really important for everybody to find the practices that work best for you in terms of moving you through fear and anxiety. And for me, as all of you know, no surprise, one of the big ones is for me to kind of sit back or step back and think about the natural world, and especially horses, and the natural model that horses provide for us through their way of living in herds. That is kind of my calming and homing device that gets me grounded and centered. So I've actually been spending a lot of time thinking about that in relation to everything that's going on. And the thing that I keep coming back to that's really comforting is that the natural world and horses in their herds in the wild operate from, whether it's conscious or not, it operates from a mindset of abundance. The natural world is full of abundance, and horses in the natural world don't have to compete for resources. Grass is everywhere, air is everywhere, water is everywhere. Their herd mates are easily accessible. And if there's an experience of scarcity, it's equally scarce for everyone. And they do what they need to do to get through that situation. And then when they get to the other side and find a place of greater abundance again, then they go right back to the present moment and into the mindset of abundance. And this is where humans are different. Humans are unique in that I think we've talked about already that stress and anxiety particularly is concern about the future, right? Concern about the past is typically regret. So animals don't really have the same ability to have anxiety and regret. They can have stress in the present moment and they respond to that stress, but we get caught up in both regret and anxiety. And I think that those are two key things that are tied to what's the opposite of the mindset of abundance, which is the mindset of scarcity. And the mindset of scarcity is actually what all negative core beliefs and most fears are based in. And the human world and human society, especially in America with capitalism, we can talk about that more in the classroom, is really based in a mindset of scarcity. And the competition and the power privilege systems that are in place are based in a desire and need to kind of hoard and protect resources from a mindset of scarcity. Horses in the natural world don't have that mindset ongoing. And what happens with humans is, or what happened initially probably, I'm speculating, how did this mindset of scarcity come to be the primary thing that we operate under? Probably there was an experience of actual scarcity. But what humans do is when we get past a moment or an experience of scarcity and we get to a better place, we are still preoccupied with concern that experience of scarcity could happen again. And we want to prepare for it. We want to protect ourselves from that possibility, rather than going back to the present moment of the reality is the world is full of abundance, and we can manifest abundance. And as long as we just stay present and look for opportunities and use our gifts, that kind of thing, we can manifest more abundance in our life. And we can do that collaboratively. We can help each other do that, rather than competing with each other for resources until they become, limited. And we do activities and we behave in ways that manifest more scarcity. And this is kind of what happens when we got caught up in core beliefs and we are operating from that mindset of fear and stress, anxiety, and scarcity. And the truth is, we've talked about this, what we think about and how we think about things determines what we attract and what we manifest in our lives. And so what we're going to be doing this week is focusing on how to shift out of the mindset of scarcity and more into the mindset of abundance. And we'll do this, through some exercises. One of the things that I know was hard for a number of you in the classroom was identifying, what is the exact negative core belief that's at play here, and then what would the opposite of that core belief be? And another way to look at that might be helpful, it is for me to shift to the question, where is the mindset of scarcity at play for me in this situation? And how can I think about this from a mindset of abundance and presence versus anxiety or regret or fear, that kind of mindset? So this is really just another way to look at everything. And again, it's helpful for me. I'm not sure that it will be helpful for you, but I think it's something that's useful for us as individuals and as our society. I'm not really sure that as a society we can get through some of the issues or get to a better resolution on some of these issues until we can embrace the idea that life is better when there is a mindset of abundance, and when what we're working toward is not protective energy and a kind of like, I need to take care of myself at whatever cost that is to anybody else, to the mindset that there's plenty for all of us. And if we share and collaborate and get creative, we can have solutions, because it's a world of plenty. And that's a very, very different mindset. So that's what we're going to be playing around with this week. And I look forward to seeing you in the classroom.